You got to get the All-Star in the house a little more often. He brought our energy back, and Russ was in our locker room before the game, and to have a former guy back that's given back what he's given back, it means a great deal to our program, and I've said that a lot to him already, but he came in about midway through me talking to the team, and you could just see the rest of the team. They just toned me completely out because the man had arrived, and it brought a lot of energy to us. So it was great having Russ on the sideline. And then I've already seen TV as we walked off. The shot happens right in front of Russ, so it couldn't have been a perfect scripted night for us. I thought we played really well. I thought both teams played really hard. That's obviously a very good basketball team, but we kind of got our mojo back. We changed up some things defensively, and I just thought we were much more active, especially to start the game, and got some energy going again and some enthusiasm and excitement. I appreciate the fans for helping us out, because that wasn't the prettiest road trip that we had to come back from, and this was a game we had to have, and couldn't be more proud of the team because I thought they really fought from beginning to end.
Coach, talk about the play of the energized play of Tony Parker.
Well, that's what we got to have, and that's what I told him right there at the end of the game in the locker room. I said, Tony, we're a different team, and you've got to see, isn't that more fun? It's more fun to work hard. It's more fun to have fun, to play with enthusiasm and excitement. And I think that's what was missing in our game at Pullman. We had some tough breaks against Washington. We had that game. We had to make some big shots to stay in it. But it was the energy that we didn't have in Pullman, and the enthusiasm. And we got that back tonight. And our senior has a lot to do with that. I pulled Bryce and Isaac and Tony and Tom in. I said, you're our four vets. So all four of you have to bring enthusiasm and energy every night. You do that, then these young guys, they'll feed off of that. And I thought those young guys fed off of it tonight. We got a lot of good play from our bench, and the starters were terrific.
What was the last play, what you designed? Did it go exactly?
Yeah, we won the ball in Bryce's hands. I think that's our guy when it comes to making sure we at least get a shot. And we wanted to run a pick and roll. It's our horns fist action, and we just wanted to run a pick and roll and then let him make the play. Whether it be, I'm not saying the play was designed for him to shoot it, it was just designed for him to make the play, make the decision to penetrate, kick. We got a switch. So he did the right thing. When we got the switch and you're inside 10 seconds, I like that matchup, Bryce against the center. And he loves the step back play, and he just missed that same step back shot. So he doesn't miss those very often. And but under the circumstances, that's a huge shot. So very well executed. But all three of our guards had 6 assists, and we got 12 assists with those guards, and I thought our guard play tonight was terrific. And we got a little bit lackadaisical. They started driving downhill on us with about 5 minutes to go, and we didn't get enough stops. I've always said sometimes that's the hardest thing when you're up 10, you got a 3-minute game to go, and the team just scraps their offense and they start driving it hard. Sometimes that's the hardest thing to do because you get into that football protect defense mode, and I thought we got into that. So we got to look at that and learn from that. But overall, defensively, I liked what we did. I thought we did some good things defensively.
One of those guards, Aaron, where does that first half that he had rank up for his performance?
Well, it was huge for us, because Isaac got in a little bit of foul trouble and he turned an ankle. So he left, and I just thought, and he did it a long period of time there. I think probably the first 12 minutes without a break. And we're asking him to chase York around, so I thought we did a good job on York and Trier until late in the game. I thought we did a really good job on them. We let the paint get away from us a little bit in the second half, but I thought the play of Aaron was huge for us. I thought he played much more poised. He made good decisions. He took good shots. His stat line's terrific. He rebounded the ball. He took care of the ball. He got steals. That was a big-time performance out of a freshman.
Steve, you guys have 3 huge wins this season. Obviously, Kentucky, Arizona tonight, and the win at Gonzaga. Also have some losses to some teams that maybe people would expect you to beat. Is there a key to achieving some consistency over the course of the second half?
Well, I don't really count Monmouth because it was our opener.
Sure.
And I think Monmouth's pretty good. And so I don't really, it's not like I'm discounting that, but it's hard to have a favorite. Yeah, even though we were the favorite going into that game, those are hard ones. Openers are hard ones. The last 2 games we were favored. We were favored, I think, maybe not even favored against Washington. I don't know if we were favored against Washington, but we were favored against Washington State. That was a road trip that, we should have, in my opinion, we wanted to win both. We should have gained a split, and we didn't do that. I don't know if it was so much about what our guys did or didn't do on the court as much as it was we had a double overtime thriller in Seattle, and we had to turn around in Pullman and play right away, and we didn't handle that very well. So now what I'll use is Saturday's barometer, because now here we go again. We got a quick turnaround. We got to tip it again at 2 o'clock against a very good state team. So I want to see where our energy is, where our enthusiasm is, where our excitement is, because we didn't get that last weekend in Pullman, and that's why we got a loss. So some guys, yeah, there's some inconsistencies, but we've been getting great effort, and we've played a brutal schedule. Nobody's played any tougher schedule in our league than what we have, and so that wears on you a little bit. And tonight I saw a group of guys, they had their step back. They just had some of their mojo back that we needed to have, and now we're going to have that again on Saturday because it's a very good team.
Can't have Russ come in and do a pregame speech again, huh?
Well, we'll keep trying. If he wants to, he's always welcome, that's for sure.
Coach, speaking of Russell, you mentioned his impact tonight off the top. Thinking big picture, just about his donation, impact on the program, just what do you think
Well,
that's going to mean?
if you look at our 2016 class, we're already got a top 3 recruiting class coming in, and they're going to fill a lot of voids. They're big, they're athletic, great guards, great bigs. And we only lose 1 guy in Tony. So you really like what's coming. And now in 17, we've already had 3 commitments, and 17 is when we open up that facility. So what that facility will do, we've said all along, we've needed it. We've needed it for a lot of reasons, from development, having access to the court all the time, 24/7. And that's why I'm so thankful for an administration that sees that. And then obviously we're very thankful for Mo Austin, for all of our boosters, and now a former Letterman, great player, to step up and make the donation he has. And it's going to be cool, to have a practice court that's got one of our former players' name on it. That sends a great message to all of our former players, and we want to get those games back going again here at UCLA, and I think that practice facility is going to allow that to happen, and it should bode extremely well in recruiting.
You've obviously seen Bryce play a ton over the years. Where does his shot in that moment, kind of at the end of the game, stack up and compare to what you've seen in the
Well,
past?
we've said all along, and I haven't said it publicly, probably enough. I'd probably shy away from that. But he's in his junior year now, and he is one of our players, and he's proven himself. He's a tough kid. He's a really tough kid, and he's had to bounce back. He did not have a good shooting night at Washington State. Washington didn't particularly shoot it well, but made huge shots, just like he did tonight. But I thought he was very lethargic in the Washington State game. Now, we've had to play him a lot. We were asking a lot, but I sent him a text when we were getting on that charter plane. I sent him a text. I said, hey, the one thing I know, you're a tough kid, and you've got to play with energy. You've got to play with enthusiasm, with swag to you, and get that toughness back. And so I knew he would respond. Obviously, didn't know he was going to have a game like this, but he's a tough, fierce competitor, and he's got to learn, regardless of whether he's a junior or whatever. I think his teammates feed off of his toughness, and we got to get that toughness across the board. And I think it came contagious tonight, and the guys played off him. I thought he was terrific. 6 assists, no turnovers, against a team that was in him all night. So I thought he did a lot of good things.
Earlier in the season, Sean Miller criticized what seemed like he was talking about the crowds at Pauley Pavilion earlier in November. Did you use that as motivation at all? And does this any extra get in the win here with the full crowd?
No. And Sean, obviously didn't mention us by name. Obviously, anybody can look into things if they want. But I have a great deal of respect for Sean, his staff, his program. That's an elite program. It's always fun competing against the best, and they've won our league the last couple of years, and they've done a tremendous job, and I like this team. I think this is I still say it's the best offensive team he's had since I've been here. You know, the last couple of years they've been incredible defensively, but they're hard to guard. And but I loved our fans tonight. I thought our fans were terrific, and you know, you're coming off we were lethargic, beyond lethargic at Pullman, and that's disheartening. And we challenged our guys. Trust me, that was an interesting locker room. We challenged our guys because I don't want to get beat, not swinging, not fighting, not playing with enthusiasm. And we did that at Washington State. And so for our fans to respond the way they responded tonight, I really appreciate it because it meant a lot to our guys. It gave our guys some energy tonight.
Steve, over here, what were the range of emotions just for you in the last couple of minutes where it looked like you had the game in your pocket, then it looked like you might not?
That's what I told Corey Barnett and Corey Alford afterwards, young coaches on our staff. I'm like, I've been doing this 25 years, and sometimes you can get in a 1, 2, 3 week frame where just nothing goes right. And we had a heartbreaking loss, double overtime loss at Washington where we thought we had it. Then we didn't play very well against Washington State at all. Now you're 0-2 and you're coming home playing with 6th or 8th team in the country that's won your league the last couple of years. So who just won on the road at Arizona State. And I thought we outplayed. I thought we did a lot of good things. We had a double-digit lead. And so I told them, I said, it felt like, oh, great. You know, we're going to let this thing slip away. And I got to give our guys a lot of credit. They hung in there. They made the plays. We made the free throws we had to make. You know, we got beat at the free throw line pretty good, and that's discouraging at home. But you know, I'm really proud that when it went the other way, the guys had enough fortitude to get turned back around. Okay, thank you.